Hey everybody and welcome back. So I'm really excited for today's video. I went ahead and I picked up two of the new Anastasia cream contour sticks and this is what they look like. I'm so excited. I picked up two shades, one highlighter, one is foundation. Picked up Warm Porcelain and Shadow. So I'll just watch them real quick before we get into the video just so you can see on my skin what they look like. Nice and creamy, not a drying formula. So this is Warm Porcelain right there, and this is Shadowy. So just really nicely done formulas. So if you want to see the foundation part of the application of this makeup and kind of get my opinion and the feel towards the end of the video, then go ahead and keep watching. Alrighty, so for my foundation shade, I'm going to be going in with the shade that I purchased, which is Warm Porcelain. We shall see. This is the fourth lightest, and now that they came out with the two alabaster colors, and that is what this looks like. We are going to just go ahead and see how this works. I always forget something. Let me get a mirror. Okay, we're good. Now let's go. I think I'm just gonna do, mind you, I normally do color correcting, but I'm not today just to see how much the coverage is. So I'm just gonna try like 2 stripes on the cheek area. Maybe like 1 on the forehead. Mind you, this is too light, but with my skin everything tends to oxidize. So what I'm going to do is blend it out, and I'll be able to kind of like fix that with bronzer, contour, all that stuff. So let's see. And I'm just going in with an F80 Kabuki brush from Sigma. Mind you, this will sheer it out. So if you're looking for more coverage, use your fingers if you're comfortable with that. And then also a beauty blender, but that technically might sheer it out as well. So it seems to be blending well. I mean, as you can see, it is indeed lighter than I am, but my skin, like from the neck down, is a little bit more tan than I normally am. So since we're going into fall and I won't be in the sun as much, it's gonna get a little bit lighter, so it won't be quite as obvious. I do kind of want to see the darker shades when they're actually in store, just to see if there's another one that maybe is just a twinge deeper. But this isn't bad. I can work with this. Okay, so that is just 1 coat. And you can still see my pigmentation in here. Surprisingly, normally I have oily skin, but it tends to be a little bit more like normal / combo lately. I don't know, I guess the older I get, it's changing. But it does look a little bit dry on this side of my skin, so I definitely can totally see why this is geared more towards like combination oily skin, because I wouldn't consider myself dry by any means. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and do a little bit of extra coverage just in the areas where I feel like the redness is coming through, and kind of see how buildable this is. A little on my nose, about right here. And instead of like moving it around this time, I'm just gonna like try and pat it in so it gets the most concentrated coverage. But so far it feels really lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy and cakey on the skin, which I highly appreciate, because that is not the texture of foundations that I prefer. I like more of a medium finish at most, just because I like my skin to be able to breathe. I get that this is coming off so white on camera. I totally understand that. So it'll be a good test if it oxidizes or not, because majority of foundation colors oxidize on my skin for whatever reason. Okay, so going over again does seem to help. So I would consider this buildable so you can't notice pigmentation as much. And it doesn't look like I have a ton of makeup on. It doesn't start to look thick, which I'm very happy about. I'm so picky about foundations. I mean, you almost never see me trying new foundations on here, so this is kind of a big deal. Hopefully it just doesn't have anything in it that'll break me out. Unfortunately, it's not oil-free, but hopefully it just is good, especially since it's geared more towards oily skin. I feel like they would want to make it oil-free in that case, or at least kind of think about the ingredients when it comes down to that, because it'll probably break out a little bit easier when you're oilier, or at least some people do. I have a little bit of texture going on my forehead for whatever reason, but I mean, as far as coverage, that's not bad at all. I really like, I'm going to do a little bit more on this side just because I'm so used to color correcting and being able to get the color to kind of just disappear completely, but that's just a me thing. But if you don't really have much damage on your skin, or you don't have pigmentation, you just kind of want to even out skin tone, this would probably be really nice. It's really, really lightweight, and then just from building up, and I don't have a primer on. That was another thing I wanted to kind of see how it lasted as well, as I do not have a primer. Alright, so that is 3 layers just on this one area right here, and it doesn't look cakey. I mean, if there's any dry patches, it will cling to them, so just beware. If you are more oily skin, put an oil on beforehand, moisturize really well, and then maybe like spray some mist on your face, and then go in and try and work with it. But that doesn't look bad by any means. I don't know how long this would last, but it's only $25, so they make it a lot more affordable. I was so sad. I kind of wanted to try the Hourglass one. I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But it's $42, and I feel like that's expensive. It's like right around the same as a liquid, and it won't last you nearly as long because creams just don't last as long. And then I picked up a contour shade as well, so we're going to go in, and this will be the shade Shadowy. This is the lightest of all of the contour shades. If I like these, I might go pick up Banana just to like see how that works as well. But this is what Shadowy looks like. I'll just put a little bit on my hand for you to see. Sorry. There we go. So it's just a more cool toned ashy brown shade. So we're going to go in, and I'm going to put this one onto a brush. So instead of putting this on my face, I'm just going to go in and try and get a little bit on this. It's just like a mini Tarte contour brush. I just grabbed the first thing I thought of. And place that down wherever you want it. Guess I'll do a little bit just going down this way. I think that should be plenty. I don't really like an overly bronzed look, but we do want to even it out since my face is lighter. I always get those little like the temple hairs in the way. I try and play. Alright, I think I'll do a little bit. I've seen people do this on the lip. I've never done it. We're gonna experiment today. Do a little bit under my lips, see if that actually makes it look any bigger. Not that I super care, but it's fun to play. Alrighty, so I'm gonna take a beauty blender now, and we're gonna go in and blend this out. I do like this because I feel like they are buildable, so I'm just doing the lightest amount of kind of initial color lay down just to kind of get a feel for the amount of coverage. I prefer something to be buildable versus having to be highly pigmented and me making a mistake, because let's be real, that's more likely. And I like the way these are blending together. You'd obviously blend this with a brush. I just feel like I wanted it a little bit more natural, so I'm gonna go in with the beauty blender, kind of like shear that out just a little. I like that. It's like a nice color. I do want to do just a little bit more on that contour area, just for a little bit more color. A little bit more. since this is so blendable, I mean, like, maybe you could go for a little bit of a darker, one of the darker ones, maybe like fawn of the contour colors. But we'll see. If you just want like a nice shadow, clearly the name gives you what you gonna get. Yeah, I'm going to show you this as well. This is how much product you get. So it goes all the way up here. So it's a decent amount of product. Mind you, I've never owned a stick foundation before, but I feel like that is the medium because I have seen them before. But I guess it just depends on how often you use it and how much you use it, like with anything. I really like this shade actually. That's kind of perfect for my taste. Bring that down just a little bit more. It just shears out so well. I don't know if that's going to impress other people, but I really appreciate that for me. Anything that's left, put a little down here. I like that. And I'm going to, okay, feeling it, it's not really tacky. It's just barely tacky. So you very well might be able to get away with not setting it. I just have a full day ahead of me, so I am going to set it, but I'm just going to set it with the RCMA translucent powder just to lock it in place. And actually, before I do that, I'm just going to put a little concealer on. Alright, now that I got that blended out, you can clearly see that I do get lighter because this is the foundation and this is the concealer. I use the lightest one, the shade Fair, in the Shape Tape concealer, so it does get lighter. So that makes it look a little bit more even. Obviously I look very fair here, but I'm going to go and finish my makeup after I put the powder on, and you'll never be able to tell that it looks crazy. Alrighty, so I went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup, and then now I kind of just want to give you a little rundown of how I'm feeling about it right now. I'm so impressed, and you know that that takes a lot because I hardly ever switch my foundation. Mind you, I still love my LC foundation. This is just another option that I have. I'm hoping that my skin doesn't have any adverse effects to it, but if it does within the coming weeks, I will definitely jump on a video and mention that at some point in time. But I love the fact of the way that it looks while it's sitting. Mind you, you did see while I was filming how light it looked, and since I do use a lighter concealer and I used the contour and the bronzer, it makes it look a lot more blendable. Like down here is just where I have the foundation and nothing else. The translucent powder doesn't change that color, and as you can see, it's very similar to my neck. So I'm really excited because I literally sat there for like an hour or two going back and forth between shades because like these aren't available in stores just quite yet. And so I was purely going based upon like a bunch of different like swatches from Instagram and the videos and the website, and I'm just really glad that I was able to pick up a shade that was pretty similar to what I will be wearing, especially when it gets in the colder months and I'm not quite as tan up here. But as far as just the finish of it, it's really nice and lightweight. It doesn't emphasize any like pores. Mind you, I did not use a primer, and I do have larger pores just like right around here, and you can't really notice them. I don't know, I'm pretty stoked. I think that definitely if I do my normal routine with color correcting, it'll definitely potentially, hopefully, correct all of the pigmentation that I can still see just a little bit. But then again, my skin right there, it's just probably the most damaged just in this little area, so it's hard to cover without having a cakey look, and I don't like that. But other than that, I'm impressed. I'm highly impressed. These are only $25. I think that is an amazing deal. Norvina did such an amazing job with these shades. It would be such a dream to like meet her one day and just talk. I've said this about Marlena too, because I think that both of them they really share with the customers kind of their process, and I love that. And I don't know, everything that Norvina does is just really inspiring when it comes to product development. She cares, and I think that that is so huge for a brand, especially of their size, and that she just still seems so humble and so appreciative and just the creative process behind it. I think that that is beyond amazing. So if you are looking for a new foundation, I would 100% recommend you trying this. I probably would wait until they come in stores just so you can try out the shade and see for you. I didn't notice hardly any oxidizing, so if it does, it is very slight. I will say that, and my skin is one of those that, like I've said, oxidizes on almost all foundations. So if that is a worry for you, hopefully that will not be the case for you as well. If you are looking for an intensely full coverage, this might be able to get there, but it is more medium in my personal experience as of right now. It's really nice, lightweight layer on your skin that blends in seamlessly to be more like your skin, but better. So yeah, definitely give these a look when they come into Sephora and Ulta. I will upload and then put it in the description box if there is any changes and how the wear was for an entire day, because I will be gone all day and I will be running around like a crazy person, so look forward to that. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions I didn't answer here that you're kind of wondering about, I will also insert a little clip of the ingredients if that is something you're looking for, because I know that they're not listed on Anastasia's website. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you very soon for my next video. Bye.